now, we're live. Yes, live from Jay's place. And we're talking
Barbershop Talk.
Yes, Barbershop Talk, where nothing is off limits and everything's on the table.
Everything's on the table. Barbershop Talk.
Come on, everybody. We're here at Jay's place.
Barbershop
We're talking
Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk.
when nothing's off limits.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk.
Everything's on the table.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk.
Everything's on the table.
We got in store for you. Thank you for tuning in to Barbershop Talk Live. We are live each and every Wednesday, 6 o'clock p.m. Just a little bit late today. Sometimes technical difficulties cause that. But listen, I thank you for tuning in to another special edition of Barbershop Talk Live. So again, call your friend, call your co-workers, call those neighbors, call your enemies to tune in to Barbershop Talk Live, because today is a special edition. We got a special conversation that you need to know about. Don't forget, June is Men's Health Month. A lot of things going on in the month of June. I ask you to continue to support what is got going on in the city of Augusta, around the country, around the state. Again, Barbershop Talk Live is always live. As we always do, we give a special shout out to the people that put this program together, that make you see what you see, make you hear what you hear. My good friend Demetrius Johnson, Beverly's Body Butter, right here in Augusta, Georgia. She has a company called Beverly's Body Butter, Whip Scented Shea Butter. It is Whip Scented Shea Butter. Specializes in all kind of different things. It's good for your skin, good for your hair, and they say it's good for pain. Beverly's Body Butter. Again, give her a call at 706-564-5335. That's 706-564-5335. Hit her up on TikTok. You got TikTok? She has a TikTok. Hit her up at Melon Queen 1976. Again, Demetrius Johnson, Beverly's Body Butter, right here in Augusta, Georgia. Listen, CSRA, Barbershop Talk Live World, I want you to call my good friend Alan Odom. I want you to call Alan Odom. Why are you calling Alan Odom? If you need some tree removal, you need some demolition work, you need your yard cut, or you just need some maintaining your pond, call him up, man. 706-294-8493. That's 706-294-8493. Specializes in all those things. Again, Alan Odom with pond maintenance, true service, and I'll tell you the price is right. So again, you want to give a call, 706-294-8493. That's my good friend Alan Odom, right here in Augusta, Georgia. Also, again, that's called Pond Maintenance. Tell him John from Jay's Place Barbershop Talk Live say I got to get that deal. I heard about it. Give you a good deal and a good price. Again, listen, Barbershop Talk Live World, I know you was there. I saw the pictures. I saw the videos. I know you was in the building. I know you was at Bogus Hill Landing this past weekend. June 13th, June 14th, I know you was there. I saw you on pictures. I saw you on video. 803 Fresh was in the building. Oh, man, they had the fans. They had the boots on the ground. So I thank you, and especially you for going out, having a good time, supporting that cause, supporting that organization, supporting the community. Again, thank you for a good old-fashioned good time with the boots, the fans, and this doggone line dance they got sweeping the nation going crazy. So thank you, my good friend Tanya Tillman, DJ J. Will, Big Boy Entertainment. They put on the show, Rudy Collins. It was crazy. So I know you was there. I saw you on video. I saw you on the picture. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for supporting. Barbershop Talk Live World. Listen, mark your calendar. Mark your calendar. We are exactly 5 days away. 5 days away from another great event coming to a CSRA. Barbershop Talk Live World. I'm talking about Angelic Community Resource, along with some partners of mine right here in Augusta, Georgia. We're putting together our annual Health and Wellness Fair. Annual Health and Wellness Fair. What are we doing at this event? We're making sure you are healthy. We're making sure you know your status. We're making sure your partner know their status. We ask you, and especially you to come out June 22nd, which is this coming Sunday, from 2 to 6 at Payne College right here in the Hill Complex. We are doing free testing. Free testing. We are doing blood pressure checks. We are doing eye checks. We're doing teeth checks. We're doing diabetes screenings. Listen, we're doing so many things. The main thing I want you to do, come out to get your HIV test done. Know your status. As I always say, know your partner status. Along with that, we got some live entertainment. DJ J. Will is another good guy that's going to be in providing the music. Listen, Toxic Elite Dance Company. Toxic Elite Dance Company is going to be in the building. Them girls going to show out. They're going to give us a good entertainment. Don't forget about Brown Beauty Magic. Brown Beauty Magic, they're going to be in the building also. It's going to be a good time. So again, free food, the vendors will be there, live entertainment, great performances. I think I might be on program to sing. You never know. So you got to be there to see it. So Barbershop Talk Live World again, this coming Sunday, June 22nd from 2 to 6 at the church. Stop by Payne College at the Hill Complex. Again, know your status. That's what we're talking about. That's what we urge you to do. Make sure you do that along with all those other different tests. The tests are free. So come out. The entry is free. Let's have a good time. Bring your partner, bring your friend, bring your neighbor, bring your enemies. They need to know what's going on also. Again, Barbershop Talk Live World. Those are our announcements. Again, you didn't come to hear me. You didn't come to see me. I'm just coming to provide a service for you. But listen, you come to see my good friend, Miss Wanda, Stigma Goddess, Collier is in the building. So without further ado, I want to present to you and let you know who's on the hot seat tonight. My good friend Wanda is in the building. Barbershop Talk Live World. Wanda! What's going on, girl? You all right?
I love you.
I'm just being me.
I love you. I need that voice for Stop Our Stigma to promote us, baby.
I'm just having fun.
Yeah.
Man, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you.
It's good.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, no. Thank you for accepting the opportunity.
Oh, yes.
Because, again, I don't know if you had a chance to watch Barbershop Talk Live because you got a crazy schedule.
I do.
You watch
I get to watch it.
And see, sometimes when people come on Barbershop Talk Live World to sit in this hot seat, I always do my research.
Right.
I almost check my people out.
Right.
And you've been checked out.
Okay.
You good.
Okay, I'm good.
You good. You good. Barbershop Talk Live World, she's good.
Okay, cool
She's
beans.
good.
Cool
and,
beans.
and look, you have an open invitation to come on Barbershop Talk Live whenever you want to.
I would love that. Just remember
Okay.
that when it's time for you to be the one to get interviewed,
Okay.
we'll be letting.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Listen,
Let's
Barbershop
do it.
Talk Live World again. My good friend Wanda Collier's in the building. She's in the hot seat. Listen, before we get started, I'm going to give you some instructions I want you to do. I want you to do something simple. I want you to get on the phone, call your neighbor, call your enemies, let them know to tune in to Barbershop Talk Live World again. This is a conversation I want you to be a part of. This is a conversation you need to get information about. This is a conversation we all need to have.
Right.
But we can't have it by ourselves. Call us at 706-426-1533. That's 706-426-1533. That is a live call-in number. Looking forward to hear from you. Get your questions answered, get your comments heard, and get your ideas out there. So Barbershop Talk Live World, get into this conversation. Wanda, you good?
I'm good.
Now, again, I know who you are. Been knowing you for many, many years.
Many years.
Many years. We are good. But,
Yeah.
but the good part and the bad part about that, I know. But there are some people watching that camera right now behind that camera, sitting in their living room, sitting in their bathroom, sitting on the couch. They might be sitting on the front porch.
Right.
They don't know who you are.
Right.
So take a minute, look into that camera, tell the people the Barbershop Talk Live World,
Okay.
who is Wanda Collier?
Okay, so Wanda Stigma Goddess Collier is an activist.
Okay,
I'm a mother of 5.
okay,
I am a recovering crack addict of 14 years.
okay,
I've done approximately 20 years of prison time. I've been
Okay.
out 14 years.
okay,
I live with mental health challenges. One of them is mild schizophrenic
okay,
and anxiety.
okay,
I've also been HIV positive for 36 years.
okay,
And I started off with saying all of that because we already see where I'm at.
right.
So for you to know where I come from should pretty much tell you,
What you been through?
yeah.
Okay, all right. Barbershop Talk Live World again. I told you you want to get into this conversation because we're going to enlighten you on some things I might don't know.
Yeah,
We all need to know.
right.
So Barbershop Talk Live World, get your notepads ready, get your pencil and paper ready because if you got a question, jot it down, call us. If you don't want to call us, put your question or your comment on the screen. We'll make sure we answer any and all comments.
Yeah.
As she told you, and I'm telling you now, nothing is off limits.
No.
Nothing is off limits.
No.
In other words, if you don't have a strong stomach,
Don't come.
Tune out. Go. Get out the building. Go home.
Yeah,
Go somewhere because we're
don't
going to
even
talk about
come. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
because on Barbershop Talk Live World, you know what's going on? The people want to know.
Yeah.
That's what we
And
all do.
that's all. That's how we break it.
That's
how
it.
we break the stigma.
Right.
Let me say this.
Okay.
I know this is your show,
We talking.
but I want to commend you
Okay.
for being our champion.
Oh man. Hey.
Like, I want to commend you for that. I want to let you know that I'm humbled that you took upon the burdens
Okay.
of our challenges
Okay.
upon your shoulders when you didn't have to.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Now listen. See now I don't like to get emotional. I don't like to get the sniffles. I don't like to do all that special live on the Barbershop Talk because the people know I'm not sensitive. I'm not so huggy bear. But you're gonna make me go there.
Oh.
But listen, the people that's watching Barbershop Talk Live World, can I tell you something that you didn't know? Can I tell them? It don't matter. We talking.
Right.
If you ever get a chance to watch WJBF 6 Channel 6 News right here in Augusta, Georgia, the whole CSRA, they show this particular clip many times. It's been showed thousands of times. And this clip is probably one of the most watched clips on WJBF Channel 6. And I'm referring to the Give Your Best Award. I was awarded the Give Your Best Award. And everybody comes up, give me a pat on the back and all that kind of stuff. And I appreciate what they've done. But that Give Your Best Award, whole idea, whole ceremony, the whole thing, I wouldn't have got it if it wasn't for you.
But you wouldn't have got it if you wouldn't have been the champion that you are.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But you the one. She is the one that made the call, that made the email, that put in the email and decided this. But let me recognize John.
Yeah.
Let me So when you see that commercial going on, it was because of Wanda.
Oh.
It was because. So I'm gonna give you a high five.
I got you, bro.
I'm gonna give you a high five.
I got
and I
you.
appreciate that. Because I'm still smelling the flowers.
Because I know you got me.
I'm still smelling the flowers.
Yeah, you got us. You got a whole community that you got on your back.
Man, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So again, Barbershop Talk Live World, she is the one that allowed me to be able to be in the position to get on these commercials and all that. That's it right here. And out of all that time, she made it her business to be on Barbershop Talk Live. So if you see Wanda, you give her a high five too.
That's right. That's right.
But listen, you got so many people that's supporting you, that's following you, that's doing. I mean, we got folks on the TikTok side of the country. We got people on the Facebook side of the country, the YouTube, that's watching what you're doing. And as you said before, you have been through so much.
Yeah.
You've been through so much. So Wanda, I heard some of your introduction. You said that you have been living with HIV for 30 plus years.
36.
36.
Be 37 this year.
37 years. Now, there's a thing that we used to deal with way back in the days, and when you hear about a person that has HIV/AIDS, it's pretty much over. We might well get the obituary ready. We might well, pretty much write them off because that was a disease back in those days, and the illness when it first came out. That's it.
Yeah.
That's a death sentence.
Yeah.
Not one to know when you tell me. I'm good. I don't been through this. I'm good. You have to look into that camera and tell the people in the Barbershop Talk Live World, what is it like living with HIV? I'm good now.
Okay, so what's like living with HIV? Wow. At this moment in my life, John, it's amazing.
It's amazing. Okay.
At this moment in my life.
Okay.
It used to be a time, as you said, like 36 years ago.
Right.
The stigma was thick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's amazing now. One, because I'm in a fight.
Okay.
Right? I'm in a fight for my community.
Okay.
It's giving me purpose.
Okay.
Because, a recovering crack addict, we ain't have no purpose.
Right. Right.
I ain't have no purpose. Let me rephrase that. I didn't have any purpose. So it's giving me purpose.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
It's giving me a reason
Okay.
to keep moving.
Okay.
And to keep helping, because if I can heal, right?
Anybody.
Somebody else can heal. But I got to tell my story.
Okay.
And where I've been and be truthful about it to get to that healing. So it's been amazing in this journey. Has it been some down times? Yes, I had some challenges with the medicine, this, that, and the other. Some mental health challenges when it came to dealing with it. Because if you think about it, I live, breathe, eat, sleep, HIV,
Right.
mental health.
Right.
Because this is what I do.
That's what you do.
And you know.
I know. Barbershop Talk Live World again. I've told you this conversation gonna go any kind of way, so I want you to be prepared.
Yeah.
Be prepared because again, what you telling us, and you know what? When I'm thinking now, Wanda, as I'm thinking about it, what you're saying, and I know people all maybe thinking the same thing. Everybody has somebody in their family,
Oh, yeah.
either associated, infective, affective, some kind of way.
Some kind of way.
Some kind of way. They
It's the challenge has affected everybody. Like nobody has escaped this.
right.
There's somebody that knows somebody.
Somebody.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't care if it's the girl you know that's just a friend or whatever. You know somebody.
Somebody's affected by it.
Right.
Right. So it's one of those things, like you say, we all in the same boat.
Right.
Because back in the days you hear about it, you want to hide it, you want to talk about
Right.
it. But now
So remember now, I've been positive. Like, okay, so we're gonna be truthful. Maybe
Talk about it.
now some questions might come in or comments after this one. Let's remind everybody. I only been doing this for 14 years.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
I only been sharing my status
Right.
for 14 years.
Okay.
I've been positive for 36.
So for a long time we didn't know.
For a long time.
We didn't know.
Right. And dared you to even say anything.
Right.
Like, that's how bad I was.
So let me ask this question. I wonder. We remember Barbershop Talk Live. We just want to know. The people want to know. Now, there was always, how do you catch it? How do you get it? Now I don't know, but the people want to know.
Okay.
Now were we sharing needles?
No,
Were we having
but now I'm
unprotected
scared of
sex?
needles. I was having unprotected sex because
Unprotected
you
sex.
gotta understand I'm a recovering crack addict.
Okay.
I ain't finna tell nobody.
Okay.
I ain't finna do that.
Okay.
And whatever has to happen in that moment for me to get what I wanted and for them to get what they wanted, I did whatever needed to be done, whether that was protected or unprotected.
Okay.
So I can't say. And then I was also in a relationship where he was on drugs. I didn't know he was on drugs. And he was doing his thing in the street
Okay.
and was coming home to me. So can't pinpoint which end
Right.
that it happened. Just that I wasn't being responsible for my life
Okay.
at that time
Okay.
when I was on drugs.
Okay. So now let's back up a little further. What caused that life? So when I say what caused that life, I want to know was it did you grow up in that world where mom and daddy wasn't home, or mom and daddy always argued? Was it a single family home, or
So
what
it
got
was
to that
pretty
point?
much a single family home.
Okay.
I think my addiction started when I was very little because if you remember back in the day, Grandma and them used to say, give them a little beer for the worms. Right?
Okay.
Didn't know that was probably a trigger of addiction because alcohol was accepted in my family and alcohol addiction
Okay.
ran in the family.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So that was kind of accepted
Kinda
because
smart.
you can buy that out the store. And then me as a kid, I used to go and sneak and drink their little beers, stuff like the little wine cooler, my mama wine coolers.
Right.
So my addiction, I believe, started very early.
Okay.
At the age of 8 or 9, I think, I found myself,
Okay.
drinking.
Drinking 89.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So you can kind of say it started at a very early age.
It did, and it was some dysfunctional. I was also molested at an early age.
Okay.
So a lot of my addiction came from running from, because remember I told you in the beginning I live with mild schizophrenia.
Okay.
So I'm constantly always hearing some negative voices,
Okay.
right? And to keep from doing the replay over of the incident, I would get high.
Okay.
I started drinking, then I went to weed.
Okay.
You know, so we had some dysfunctional.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
back in the day, it was a lot of dysfunctional in the
Yeah.
family.
Okay.
You know, so growing up thinking, now I know different now that I'm grown, but my mom worked a lot,
Okay.
and my grandmother raised us.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
so but growing up, and in my mind, my mom just didn't want me, and my grandmama was raising me. So like, it was a lot of perceptions
Okay.
that I had as a kid that I brought into adulthood
Okay. Okay.
until I learned to heal
Okay.
and get an understanding. Like my mom was just trying to make a life
Right.
to,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? She was just trying to do the best that
best
she
you can.
knew how to do.
Right. Right.
So yeah, it was a lot of,
Okay.
yeah,
A lot going on.
a lot going
What
on.
now? I don't know, but are we talking about in Augusta?
Yeah, I was raised, you know what 56 is?
I do.
You know where used to be Goshen Plantation?
Goshen Plantation.
I was raised back there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was raised back there.
So can you say that you was the only one in the family? So your brothers, sisters, how many do you have?
I have two brothers and a sister on my mother's side.
Okay.
And then on my father's side, I got two brothers and two sisters.
Okay.
So nobody got on drugs but me.
Wait a minute now. Wanda,
Oh,
What?
nobody got on drugs but me.
what happened?
I don't know.
So you
hey,
only one.
I was the only one. Like, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I was the only one that got on, like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody in the same house.
So you gotta understand something. People would say that, okay, y'all grew up in the same house, right? But we didn't grow up with the same mom.
Oh.
Because
okay.
you gotta understand this. When my mom had me, she was young.
Okay.
She was still trying to figure it out.
Okay.
So part of her figuring it out, I kind of fell through the
Down
cracks.
through the cracks.
Right? With her figuring out, trying to make sure I'm okay, trying to make sure I'm provided for, you know what I'm saying? When my brothers and sisters came along, my mom had matured a little bit more. She had kind of got it
Yeah,
together,
figured it out. Okay.
right?
Okay.
So the dynamics that I felt toward my mom
I got you.
as a child because of what I perceive it to be,
Okay.
my brothers and sisters didn't have
They
that.
didn't have all that. I got you. So, Barbershop Talk Loud World, I'm telling you, this conversation gonna get a little more edgier, gonna get a little more deeper. So I'm telling you to give us a call.
Yeah.
706-426-1533. We're talking to our special guest tonight, Miss Wanda, stigma goddess, Collier, a person that's living and breathing HIV.
Yeah.
HIV, been living with it for 30 plus years, 36 years to be exact. So I'm telling you, we got some information that we need you to know about. We got some things that you need to be aware about. And again, just know your status.
Yeah.
Know your
Yeah.
status. That's all it is.
And let's talk about
Let's
that.
talk about it.
So it's been this big thing on TikTok
Okay.
where people are saying that I'm responsible and telling them that I'm positive.
Okay. Okay.
Let's have a deep conversation about that.
Okay.
So, how do you feel about that?
Well, you know what? I guess in a way, depending on who looks at it, you probably should be responsible. And the reason why I say that because, let's just say, I'm married, and I see a young lady that caught my eye, and she might have caught each other eye. Now it's my responsibility to know I'm married. Now if I don't tell her I'm married and I keep leading her on, and now we get together and something going on, then she get upset because now she found out I've been married, but I've been messing around with her all this time. So I probably should have told her I was married. Then we'd have made it a decision like we can't go no further than this. So I guess it's kind of the same way. You know, it would be your responsibility or whoever's responsibility to let the person know what's going on in your life and also where you want to affect their lives.
Okay. Now,
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you wrong.
All right.
You're wrong.
Okay.
I'm not responsible for your life.
Okay.
When I was doing drugs, I didn't. At that time, I didn't have no morals.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna tell you.
Okay.
I wasn't responsible for your life.
Okay.
So if you don't become responsible for your life, if you don't ask questions, if you don't say, yeah, she look good, but let's go get tested together before anything happens. Because I can still lie to you,
Okay.
right? I can even, it may be somewhat my moral responsibilities, or it may be, I ain't gonna say my moral responsibility, it may be. But at the end of the day, I'm not responsible for your life.
Okay.
If you don't ask questions,
That's on you.
what make you think I'm supposed to just tell you stuff because you told me you're married? Because you being honest.
I'm being honest.
But that don't mean that I gotta be honest. You gotta be honest with yourself and say, okay, I think this look good, look kind of nice.
Right.
But everybody know that sometimes things that look good ain't always
It ain't
good.
always good. It ain't always good.
Right?
Right.
So therefore, you got to be the one to ask questions. Before we get into all this intimate stuff, let's talk about your sexual life. Let's talk about what you got going on. Let's go get tested.
Okay. Well, now, Wanda, I guess we both have responsibility. Because again,
But you got more responsibility than me because I'm not responsible for your life. I didn't have any morals when I was getting high, John.
didn't care. It's all
It was all about what I was going to get in that moment.
you satisfy your habit.
That's what it was. So I wasn't responsible. They came out to me.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
I'll follow you. I'll follow you.
They came out to me, so you coming out and you're not asking no questions. You just bam, boom, just
Right.
getting with it.
Just go with the flow.
Just going with the flow.
Barbershop Talk Live World, I want you to get your comments on this question again. Do you have responsibility to tell your mate? Does she have responsibility to tell her mate? I want you to get in this conversation because again, we want to know.
Right.
We want to know. Now, Wanda, let me ask this question. Giving us the information that you said about your past, your crack addiction, your drug addiction, and now we in the HIV world. And years ago there was the word AIDS.
Yeah.
With
It's
AIDS-
advanced HIV now.
Advanced HIV now. So now again, the Barbershop Talk Live world, we got some people that just might have just tuned in to see that you're on the show. Now, we just want to know what does HIV stands for.
Oh, now you trying to get me to say that word.
Well, I mean, I don't.
You
I'm
know
good.
good.
I'm good. Do the people want to know?
I cannot pronounce them whole words.
Well, I'm good.
Okay, because
Well,
I can't. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
And all I know is human. Into something.
That's close enough.
Yeah, I can't. We just gonna say HIV.
HIV.
We just gonna say HIV.
Well, listen, we know that HIV is in a better place than what it was years ago.
Oh, definitely.
It's in a better place because again,
Definitely.
with the medicines, the advances that they've been making over the years, the PrEP and all those different type of medicines that's go along with it. So we know 20, 30 years ago, even 40 years ago, it wasn't nowhere near where it is now.
Oh, no.
You know, so that being said, I want you to tell the people at the Barbershop Talk Live world that's watching the mental part of it. And now, when I say the mental part of it, Wanda, when you first was told from the doctor, from the person, the medical person, that you are positive, what was the mental state that you had to go to the point where you remember back in the days when you hit that, you pretty much a death sentence. It's done.
Oh, yeah.
It's over.
Oh, yeah.
So what was your mind going through the mental state of it when they say you got it, you positive, Wanda?
So I called a charge in jail
Okay.
when I first found out.
Okay.
I had never seen a HIV commercial,
Okay.
right? I found out, they took me back to my pod, and the commercial came on, and a young lady was sitting behind me, because, you know, the chairs are like this.
Okay.
So she was sitting behind me, because I was just sitting there and just kind of staring at the TV. I don't even remember what I was thinking at that time, right? All I know is I heard they said I had HIV,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And I went into, I guess, a blackout,
Okay.
right? But sat down, was watching the TV, the commercial came on, and the young lady behind me said they ought to kill them all. And so I ended up getting, for 6 months, pleaded out that I had went through an insane moment
Right.
at that time.
Okay.
But I remember after I got past that, I said, oh, I'm just going to get high then.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just going to get high and I'm going to live however I want to live, and getting high is what I want to do. So that's what I'm going to
At
do.
that point, you don't care.
I don't care.
Because your mind is pretty much thinking, this is it.
It's it. I'm done.
It's gonna work
So
the rest of the
might
days.
as well go ahead and
Right.
just,
Do
do me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, I can't I'm trying to wrap my mind around what you're saying, because we're talking about 30 plus years ago. When they tell you that, there's nowhere near you almost just counting your days down.
Yeah.
You know, so it's amazing just to see the advances of what's been, from
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
So now, also, we want to know, from those days to now, how you think that your experience or your journey has helped the other ones along the way that might just contract this something?
So we get some calls from newly diagnosed, right? And I think just them connecting with other activists
Okay.
that are really like living this, you know what I'm saying? Like we live in life,
Okay.
gives them some hope,
Okay. Okay.
right?
Right.
Because I just met a young lady that she was only 2 years in, and she was like, just to know, like, you 36 and you around here walking around like
Right.
you
Like
golden
I-
girl, you
right,
know what I'm saying?
right.
And so, giving that back and staying and doing what I do, you know what I'm saying?
And kind of piggyback up what you're saying, because as I said earlier, I've been knowing you for some many, many years, and the very first time I saw you in that, and when I saw you was at some type of function, some type of event, and you was on the dance floor.
That's where I be.
You was on the dance floor, just having fun, dancing, just
Yes.
doing your thing. And I'm like, okay, whoever she is, she having fun out there.
Yeah.
And at the time, I didn't know you was positive.
Right.
I'm like, man, whoever that lady is right there, she just having fun out here.
Yeah.
And again, it was at the event.
Yeah.
So later on, somebody told me what was going on. I said,
Yeah.
nah, she look like she good. Don't
Yeah.
think about none of that stuff. She just having fun, dancing and shaking and doing her thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So going back to the question, your mental capacity of it, because once you get it and found out that what it was, you knew, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
If you can have fun, laugh it off, have a good time, dance it off, and still dealing with what you're dealing with, your mental capacity has advanced.
So what I did was, when I came home from prison, I made a decision. One, I wasn't returning back to the drugs.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was done with that. And through the health department, I met a young lady.
Okay.
That's what she is, Sandra Wimley.
So you know what? Hold on. Somebody talking to me here now. You said something. I want you. Can we take a commercial break? These guys over there talking to me. They say we got to take a commercial
Okay,
break. So we
okay.
got to pay a bill. Can I pay a bill?
We can pay a bill.
Barbershop Talk Live. Listen, I'm urging you. I'm telling you, get on the phone. Call us 706-426-1533. We'll be back in a few minutes. We got to take a commercial break, because this conversation, it's gonna get so crazy in a few minutes. But listen. Get on the phone, call your friend, call your neighbor. Barbershop Talk Live. We'll be back in a few minutes. This commercial is brought to you by Augusta Housing and Development Authority. Listen, my good friend Edward Wright, massage therapist right here in Augusta, Georgia. Listen what he has to tell you. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Hello and welcome. Here at the Right Bodywork and Wellness, we provide you with bodywork you can rely on to increase body improvement. WBW provides free consultations to better understand the reasoning for your visit. When a client experiences a WBW massage, they can expect it to be thorough and thought through. The massage is customized to each session. Muscles are handled with care, specifically and individually stretched. Creating a wellness vision to sustain a space of personal comfort, relaxation, and a state of well-being for clients that may endure. With over a dozen different modalities to fit your needs, so we can ensure a quality and well-addressed service. We provide excellent services to athletes and clients of all ages in need. If interested, call or visit the website to schedule your appointment today.
Barbershop Talk Live, we're back live. Listen, that was my good friend, Mr. Edward Wright, right here in Augusta, Georgia. Right body massage therapist. Again, I urge you to get in contact with him. Follow what he's doing. Let your body get into a better massaging feeling. Massaging right here, Barbershop Talk Live. Again, that's my good friend, Edward Wright. Listen, I urge you, I'm telling you, get into this conversation. Don't forget, this is June, Men's Mental Health Month. Listen, a lot of different things we've been talking about all month. Mental health, kidney health, high blood pressure, diabetes. But today, we are talking about living with HIV, being an HIV positive person, living with it for 30 plus years. That's my good friend, Miss Wanda, Stigma Goddess Collier, is in the hot seat. So listen, if you got a question, don't hesitate to call us. You got a comment, don't hesitate to put it on the screen. All questions, no questions is off limits. Listen, before we went to our commercial break, we was talking about some persons that I think you need to know about. If you don't need to know about these persons, Google if you don't know it. Now, Wanda, you said a name that really just made me just jump. You said a name that if the people don't know who this person is, they need to Google this person.
They need to Google her.
And I'm talking about, listen, Miss Sandra Wimberly.
Yes.
Sandra, I met Sandra years ago. Sandra was a beast for the cause. She was an advocate. She was.
Yes.
You would never catch.
Yes.
You would never catch Sandra without some condoms.
That's
Giving out condoms
That's
at the
right.
red light, at
That's
the grocery
right.
store,
It don't matter.
at the- whatever. You can catch Sandra at the mailbox.
didn't matter.
Just, she was an advocate for the
Yeah.
HIV world, the HIV community. I mean, she made sure. Don't tell me, I already know. You tell the
Yeah.
people in the barbershop talk about world.
So-
Sandra Wimberly.
So Sandra Wimberly, you know, that was my mentor.
Yes.
And when I tell you that she told me, she said, you have a story to tell, and the only way you're going to redeem yourself and bring yourself to where you want to be at is if you give back.
You got to get back.
And I was like, Sandra, you know how many folks I don't sleep around in Augusta?
Right.
What if these folks come after me?
Yeah.
And she was like, you got to call in.
Right.
Because I've been protected. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
I've been protected. Like, I ain't had nobody come to me and say anything to me.
Right.
And I'm doing what I do.
Okay.
You know, but she built a fire in me, and I promised her that I would always continue.
You have. You have for many, many years to come. And I mean, she was a warrior.
Yeah.
She was a warrior.
Yeah, I don't know if I can be like her,
Right.
but I sure trying to get like
I
her.
mean, she was well liked, well known. Again, advocate for the cause.
She didn't take no mess
She
either.
didn't take
though.
no mess. She
She
didn't care who was in the room.
She did.
She didn't care who was in the
She
room.
did.
She let her presence be known.
Yes.
And her voice was heard.
Yes, and I remember the first time that she made me understand how much the community needed this. She took me to Payne College, so I had to talk in front of young people,
Right. Right.
right? And when we left there, the love and the support that I got, I was like, oh yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be
That's
doing.
what you're supposed to be doing.
This is what I'm supposed to be doing, you know, just
Right.
do
And
it.
it's come natural.
Yeah,
It come natural.
yeah.
But now, Wanda, here's a question that I already know the answer to, but I think the people of Barbershop Talk Live World, they need to know the answer to, because a lot of times we get ailments, we get diseases, we get sicknesses, we get all these things, and the medicine's so good we can knock it out. Now, again, you tell the people in the Barbershop Talk Live World, if you have HIV, can you get rid of it? Because I can kind of get my blood pressure down.
Well, okay, so
I can get rid of the cold.
you can get to where I'm at right now. I'm undetectable,
Okay.
right? Which means that it is untraceable in a test,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Undetectable also means untransmittable.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever heard you equal you. Right? We don't heard that.
Right.
So, they haven't came out with a cure yet.
Okay.
I say yet.
Okay.
Because we got some medicine that's doing
Yeah,
some
they
things.
got some stuff
We
like
got PrEP. I feel like if you can give it to somebody to keep them from getting it, y'all gonna come up with a cure eventually.
Right.
Right? There's no cure at this moment.
Okay.
But it is a such thing as being undetectable.
Undetectable. Okay. Okay. Barbershop Talk Live World again. It is undetectable. So is it? Hate to get
No,
that.
just say it.
Just say it.
Yeah.
Okay. Barbershop Talk Live World again. I want to know. Is it to the point where we still have to watch the toilet seat? Do we still have to watch the water cup we
I
drink
would
out of?
hope not.
Do we still have to,
I would hope not. I mean,
are we?
so let me say this. There may still be some of that stigma out there.
Okay.
Lately, I haven't come across that stigma as far as somebody not wanting to go to the bathroom behind me or drink behind me. Which I don't want to drink behind everybody either because I got enough stuff going on.
Okay.
I'm just saying, let me digress.
Yeah.
But I would hope that we have come further.
Come further than that, right? Because
Than
you
that.
know the mindset.
Oh yeah.
You know the mindset.
Yeah, I mean, some people back in the day used to think if I cried on you,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Get too
know.
close to you.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
hugging and shaking hands
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that goes back to the mental capacity of it. Being there because now, I asked you a question earlier in our first hour when we talking about being around people and the mental part of it. So now when we're talking about the mental part of it now, are we dealing with how did you deal with it from your family? So now when you found out about it,
Right.
how did your family react? Did your family want to be in another room? They want to be in the room with you, or they want to be around you? Don't come to the cookouts. How did the family treat you?
So I haven't really, I had an aunt. I think that's as far as I've had where I've had a challenge with family.
Okay.
When it came to me being HIV because my mom, from day one, she was 11 toes down.
Okay, she cool.
Right.
Right.
My brothers and my sisters, and I had a kid that she didn't care about telling nobody.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
my kids, I've always had that stand-up support.
Okay.
And I think if people that are not positive, right, understand that if they supported us,
Okay.
then more of us probably would share and stand up
Okay.
and tell our status
Okay.
so it don't spread.
Okay. Okay.
Because that's, when I decided to come out, I went to my mom.
Okay.
Because my mom was a bus driver. Everybody knows my mom, right?
Okay.
And I knew kids and even grown-ups could be cruel.
Okay.
And I was like, well, Mom, I got this idea. I want to do this. I want to be on the corners because I
Okay.
used to be on the corners. Sandra
Okay.
used to have me on the corners,
Okay. Yeah,
setting
yeah,
up and
yeah,
stuff. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
And telling people my story, just walking in the Kmart's and stuff like that, you know?
Right.
And I told my mom. And my mom was like, okay, what we doing?
Okay.
When you want to do it? Like yeah. So I've always had support.
Okay. Okay.
So for these 14 years, I've never felt like I had to hide.
So we're at this point, how are you more getting your word out to the community, to the individuals, to the younger kids, to let the people know that it's okay?
Right.
So are you website, Facebook, YouTube
So
page?
we have a foundation
Okay.
called Stop Our Stigma.
Okay.
Right. You can Google us. You can go on Facebook. You can go to Facebook, Wanda Stigma Goddess Collier.
Okay.
You can go to TikTok. TikTok is where I do most of my awareness and education at.
Okay.
You can go there, Stigma Goddess 1969. There.
Okay.
We do. I did say we have a website,
You did.
right?
You did.
We got a
You did.
website.
Right.
I do a lot of networking.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
making
Okay.
sure that I'll stay relevant to the cause
Okay.
and stay in front of the people that I need to stay in front of to make sure that I can help the community that I want to help.
Okay.
Because I can't do it by
You
myself.
can't do it by yourself.
I can't do it by
Now,
myself.
that's so crazy because I can't do this show by myself.
Right.
Because so much going on.
Right.
And there's so much information come in, I forget.
Yeah.
Wanda, I forget about some stuff. People ask me questions to say this and ask the person that. So sometimes I forget the question. I have to jot them down.
Right,
I have to
right.
jot my question down.
Right.
I'm going to show you the questions I have to jot down to show the people.
Okay.
These are my questions. These are my questions, Wanda. I would never. Look, I can't remember all this stuff. I cannot remember all this, so I have to write this stuff down.
I can't.
So here's the. Now, you want to go to question 7? We go to question 7?
We can go to
Question 7. So we're going to go to question. Barbershop Talk Live, we're going to go to question 7 because there's so much I want to ask you, so I have to write this stuff down.
Okay.
So question 7 says, if you could go back, if you can go back to the 19-year-old Wanda Collier,
Right.
what would you tell the 19-year-old Wanda Collier at the 19-year-old age? Because again, you've been through so much. Now you to the point you're an advocate, you're encouraging, you're motivating, you're telling kids, telling people what to do, what not to do. So what would you tell the 19-year-old Wanda at 19 years old? Question 7. Question 7. Question 7.
What not to do?
What would you tell that 19-year-old Wanda? Because there's a lot that you done been through.
Stay strong like you was.
Stay strong.
Stay strong.
Okay.
Because my life was designed.
Okay.
No matter what nobody said, yeah, I went through this, but it was designed.
It's purpose.
It was designed for me to be to where I'm at now.
Okay.
But just that she needed to stay strong in what she was going to endure,
Okay. So this is your purpose.
Yeah.
Your purpose for this.
Oh, yeah. If I wasn't doing this, John,
Right.
I probably wouldn't even be here, to be
Right.
honest.
Right.
If I didn't have this as my purpose,
Okay.
I wouldn't be here.
Barbershop Talk Live World again. I told you about this conversation. We are talking about some stuff that you have been through, you know about family members, and today we're talking about a person that is living, breathing, moving around, HIV positive person, and not just in the closet, not just out behind the scene, out,
Right.
letting people know.
And so let's talk about, we was talking about, it clicked back to me, we was talking about the responsibility, right?
Yes.
Because that's a deep subject.
Okay.
I'm really waiting for somebody to call in.
Call in.
Yeah.
Call us.
I'm waiting for somebody to call in. I think it's ended. But when I met my partner,
Okay.
right, we met on a dating site
Okay.
called POL,
Okay.
right? In my second sentence, I told I was HIV positive,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Not everybody is where I'm at, right?
Okay.
Not everybody has had the support that I've had
Okay.
to say, okay, I'm going to be responsible on this end,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So I just want everybody to look at that too, because I really do enforce that people are responsible for their own lives. Because my thing is, say we hook up, I don't tell you, you don't tell me nothing. I don't know nothing about what you got, you don't know nothing about what I got. But as soon as you get something,
Yeah.
you upset with me.
Right.
But we did this thing together,
Right.
right? Neither one of us was responsible.
Okay.
So one of us got to be responsible for
Somebody
our
got-
own life.
Right. Somebody better do. Now here's a question that you brought to my attention as you saying that being responsible also comes with education.
It does.
Education. Now, one, I want you to tell the people in the Barbershop Talk Live world the importance of being educated about HIV, being educated about the stigmatism of it, the mental side of it. So when you're talking about education of HIV, what can you tell the people that's still learning about this world, still learning about the stigmatism of it, still learning about the what they don't know?
Well, my thing is, like, I'm still learning too.
Okay.
Even doing this 14 years, I'm still, like, new things always coming up. right? Just like when you asked me about saying what it means, the word, I ain't got that yet. You
Okay,
know what I'm saying?
okay.
14 years, I ain't got that yet.
Okay.
But there's a such thing as HIV 101
Okay.
that you can look up
Okay.
that'll tell you 101.
Okay.
Like just little things that you might need to know that will answer questions that you have. Or you find somebody like me, and if I don't have the answer, I go to people I know got the answer.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So, yeah, that's and don't always run to Google with everything.
Yeah.
Cause Google have you think you're dying. You know.
Yeah.
But the CDC.
Okay.
That's another good website
Good
to go
website.
to.
Follow.
To follow up. But finding people like us.
Just regular old common folks.
Yeah,
Get your
to
information
get
correct.
your information. You know what I'm saying?
Get
Yeah.
educated about it.
Yeah.
So watch this in that, Wanda. As we said earlier, years of us knowing the disease, how it affects a person, how it affects a family, how it affects a community. What challenges have you faced, or maybe somebody that you know, about the insurance? So in other words, can you get insurance? Can you get health insurance? Can you get life insurance? Can you get any kind of compensation to the point where, again, you got to let the people know? Because again, if you're going to get insurance, they need to know your history.
Right,
So
right.
is it easy to get insurance?
So there are some insurance that does not ask you for health questions.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
You just have to outlive the insurance 2 years.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And then there are most insurance that, you know, you get ready to get life insurance and they asking you health questions. I stay away from them, John.
Okay.
I don't go by them.
I got you. I
leave
got
them
you.
alone.
I got
I'm going to outlive 2 years anyway.
I got you. I got
You get what I'm saying?
I'm with you. You with-
So
I'm with
it's, to me, too, it's about the mindset of when you pick an insurance
okay.
of what you really think. Like, do you think you need to get this insurance because you're going to die soon?
Right.
Or can you go over here and get this insurance that's not asking for any health questions and you make it to 2 years? And,
Right.
because if you say you're going to make it, you're going to make it.
You're going to make it. You're going to make it.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, God say, if you speak it.
It's going to come to pass. It's going to come. And you know, I say the same thing. That's why I try to be positive on everything I do. I try to be around positive people, good energy that feeds off of everybody else. So when I see the old things of the old, when I'm talking about the Magic Johnsons of the world, all those guys that came out years ago, and it looked like they're doing better than it was before.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, well, and you know, the barbershop had these conversations. Did he really have it?
Yeah.
Did he really have it?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I don't think that would be something that he would want to just say he lived with. Because living with HIV can be hard at times, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, even financially.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm sure, you know, he got the money to do it.
Right.
He's able to do a little bit more than most common of us are able to do, but we still able to do something to keep living.
Okay. So is living with HIV, does that also constitute a different lifestyle? When I say lifestyle, we're talking about diets.
Yeah.
We're talking about drinks. We're talking about exercise. So is you have to do more than the average person to keep your
Well, I guess that's a preference.
Okay.
You know, like I'm just getting ready to start doing, well, I'm starting to eat better. But getting ready to get into the exercise. But I'm not doing it because of the HIV. I'm just doing it because I feel like I need to get in shape.
Okay.
And I'm 55 and I want to look good when
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's definitely good to eat better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you have an immune system that works hard to stay healthy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's definitely good to eat better and to exercise. For mental reasons too.
Okay. So what does a person like you do just to relax, just to let all the ups and downs of the world and all the ups and downs of your health, you know, kind of sometimes fog your memory, fog your mind up? What do you do just to relax, just to get away from all this?
Dance on TikTok.
You dance on TikTok.
I dance on TikTok.
Barbershop Talk Live, she's a dancing TikToker. So that's a way to relieve the stress.
That's what when the voices get too much for me and the anxiety,
Okay.
that's my way of relieving.
Okay.
Like I put on the music and I just dance and make TikTok.
Okay.
I mean, like literally just dance and make TikTok.
Okay. So is there, because sometimes Barbershop Talk Live world, the people still have this stigma, still have this old-fashioned mentality. Can we actually see a person that could possibly have AIDS? When I say see, I'm talking about if they got a certain walk, certain look. Is it?
No,
because sometimes I know.
I know people be thinking that, and I remember when I had a lot of self-stigma.
Right.
Like when I have advanced HIV now.
Okay.
Right. When I did get sick, I remember telling my partner I didn't want to go outside.
Okay.
Because I felt like people was gonna look at me and I had lost all this weight and they was gonna know.
Right.
But when I was on crack, I had the same thing going on.
Right.
I had lost all the weight.
Right.
I was, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's no certain look.
Okay.
Like you don't. Who's to say I'm not on crack?
You don't look no different.
Right. Like, or who's to say I'm not dealing with cancer?
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or any other. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
So is HIV to the point where it affects other diseases, other parts of your body, for us, maybe sleep apnea, maybe a weight loss, maybe any other type? So which in other words, do they go hand in hand, or does one affect the other more of the diseases, the illnesses?
Not
You follow my question?
necessarily. Yeah, not necessarily. Like weight loss can come from anything.
Okay.
Right? It can come because you're stressed out.
Okay.
Right? It doesn't necessarily have to come because you're HIV positive.
Okay.
Like there are things that I don't want to get. Like I don't want to get pneumonia. I don't want to get the flu.
Okay.
Because those affects my immune system.
Okay.
Because my immune system fights harder
Okay.
than everybody else's. Even
Okay.
with me being undetectable,
Okay.
it takes a little longer for me to get over a cold
Okay.
and stuff like that.
Okay. So going back to the diet and maybe the vitamins, is that another way to, keep your immune system up so the disease won't affect you more?
I mean, that could be definitely a way, taking vitamins and definitely getting with your doctor to figure out like what it is that you actually need
Okay.
to boost your immune system.
How often should we get tested?
We tell you every day.
We need to, so every day we need to get tested every day. Barbershop Talk Live World, you need to be tested on a regular.
On a regular, you
a
know what
regular.
I'm saying? At least, I want to say at least twice out of the year.
At least twice a year.
Yeah, at least.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And scrap up. Like, don't be out here. Like, we got some high cases going on. We got high cases all in Texas and stuff.
Now, I know you know, Wanda, but Augusta, Georgia, right here in Augusta, Georgia, there are some high cases right here in Augusta, Georgia. I think
Because
Augusta,
we doing a lot of traveling.
a lot of traveling, and Augusta is one of the leading cities in Georgia, and probably the South. So Barbershop Talk Live World, protect yourself, protect your partner, because again, as we just said, there are some numbers in Augusta, Georgia that's off the chart.
Right.
Richmond County is leading the state of Georgia in
Right.
some of these cases.
Right.
So when you hit it and you know what you've been through, is it why people
It
not
saddened
getting
me.
it? Why
It
we
sad-
not getting it?
It saddens me because I think people think too because we have medicine now.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, they living a long time. I've had someone say that to me. Well, if I got it, I got medicine now.
Okay.
You know, people are not being responsible for their life. They just out here free balling.
Now, Wanda, I don't want to ask this question, but the people telling me in my ear, I got to ask the question. They are talking to me in my ear.
Okay.
Now, remember, we say this is Barbershop Talk Live.
That's right.
Now, we know there's certain ways to get the HIV. There's certain ways that you can't get it.
Right.
But one of the ways that people that asking me in this ear to ask you this question, can you get it from oral sex?
Of course.
I don't want to know. The people want to know. So
Of course.
you can't get HIV from oral sex.
It's sex.
Sex is sex. So you can contract HIV from oral sex.
Yes. Yes.
So now,
It's sex.
if that's the case, and we have oral sex, me with a woman, is there something I can prevent?
Protection, condoms.
No. So there's an oral condom.
They're female condoms and
Okay.
they're male condoms.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
So, oral sex, we have the male condom for the lady,
Okay.
and then we have the female condoms for the guy
And I can still give her oral sex with the female condom.
with the female condom.
Okay. Barbershop Talk Loud World. I told you. You need to get into this conversation because you might have didn't know that.
Yeah.
You might have didn't know.
Yeah. It's all about, definitely protecting yourself, especially if you're not going to take the time out to make sure. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's talking about HIV, but you can get a lot more other STDs,
Okay.
like herpes and
Right.
syphilis,
Right.
gonorrhea.
Right.
Like, all those things can happen too, and those are gateways.
Okay. Is this a certain gender, race, disease?
No.
Is it more on the black, white, man? What is it?
I think what I'm seeing is that definitely affecting our community, the black community.
Okay. Okay.
Our women.
Okay.
It's high. The young folks is rocking it also.
Okay. So how do the women get it more than the men? Are we? And you heard
Because
about
we're
that?
more vulnerable.
The women are more
We're
vulnerable.
more open.
Okay.
We're more open to hear you say, I just want to do this with you because I love you.
Okay.
So we are open.
Okay.
We're givers. We're just open.
Okay.
So most of the time, for me, all I wanted to do was make sure he was okay.
Right.
Right.
He good, you good.
Right. So I think that's where we fall through the crack at, because we're so much givers that we don't sometimes take the time out to ask the questions or to do what we need to do to make sure we are okay.
So now let me switch gear. One, I'm glad you came to sit in the Barbershop Talk Loud hot seat because you got me thinking. And I know the people at Barbershop Talk Loud World are thinking, because some of these things are questions that I want to know. When you say that women are receiving and they also are givers, are they receiving HIV more than the guys? Is it because some of these guys are coming out of the prison system, come out of the jail, and they are being with each other, and now when they come out, they with the women?
Well, I think it's a lot of some downloads that's go on. We already know that.
Okay.
And it may be that they don't want to say anything. They haven't told their status.
Okay.
And that woman is just trusting that he's not going out and cheating
Right.
with different women, not necessarily mean like, so it can be a lot of ways, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It can be a lot of ways.
Barbershop Talk Loud World, I'm telling you, this is a conversation in the month of June where we're dealing with Men's Health Month, Men's Mental Health Month, and the mental capacity of finding out that you have HIV, and the mental capacity of finding out that you've been living with it for 30 plus years. The mental capacity of it that finding out that you can affect everybody.
Yeah.
And now when you're talking about your family, so are your family members also spreading the word?
Oh, yes.
They are spreading the word along with you?
Yeah. Like me and my partner, we promote HIV negative,
Okay.
loving HIV positive.
Okay.
So we do a lot of promoting of that.
Okay.
My mom, she's a beast with it. She tell everybody about Stop Our Stigma. My brothers and my sisters on board. So yeah, my kids, we did events together, and yeah.
So, well, here's another question. These they in my ear. They talking to me. In my
Okay,
ear.
okay.
Are the kids affected?
No, none of my kids are positive.
No kids are positive.
No, so back in the day, we didn't know. I don't think we actually knew that if you give the woman a C-section, it was a likely chance of the baby not being positive.
Okay.
So Because I'm 10 feet tall, y'all, even though I may look like I'm 4'11".
Okay.
I mean 4'8", but I'm 10 feet tall.
Okay.
But I couldn't have my kids regular.
Okay.
I couldn't have them the natural way, so they had to do C-section. So none of my kids are positive.
Okay. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So,
none of my kids
so in other words, there's a C-section. They can't.
Yeah.
It's not transmittable.
No.
Okay. Okay, that's something new on me. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then now they also after that they started giving the babies, not the babies, but the mother medicine.
Okay.
If they knew you was positive, they started giving you medicine to keep the baby from becoming positive if you want to have the baby natural.
Okay. Goes back to another question that they keep telling me to hear to ask these questions.
Okay.
There have been stories in recent years, recent weeks, where a woman find out that she's positive. And the first thing you do, going back to what you said about, the people being responsible for their own, the woman will go out and have sex freely with these guys just to spread it because she's upset that she has contracted it. Now, she'll go out and spread it and won't tell the guys that she's positive.
So who's responsible in that?
Is the guy responsible or the woman responsible?
The guy's responsible.
Okay.
The guy's responsible.
Okay.
You're responsible for your life.
But Wanda.
You make a decision you're gonna sleep with someone, right?
Okay.
You don't ask no questions.
Okay.
You just raw dogging it.
Okay.
And you go and do that. That's on you. That's not on that person.
Okay.
That's on you.
That's on you.
That's on you.
Barbershop
Because
talk.
if you gotta understand where she's at.
Okay.
She's in an angry situation in her mind, in her body, in her spirit, in her energy. So, what makes you think she's gonna be healthy enough to tell you anything? But you choose to look at her and be like, "Oh, she fine.
Yeah,
I'm gonna hit that."
Let me get that. Yeah.
Then who bought it?
Right.
Who bought it?
Barbershop Talk Live World again. I'm telling you, this is a conversation you had to know about because this is sometimes we need to bring these conversations to light.
Yeah.
We need to know why.
Yeah.
We need to know what's going on. And we also need to be educated.
Yeah.
Being educated to the fact that you will know who you're dealing with, what kind of the person you're dealing with, the education part of it,
Yeah.
the insurance part of it, the mental status of it, the physical status of it, and as you said earlier, the financial part of it. There's a lot dealing with that. There's a lot because, again, we are enlightened. You telling us some stuff that we didn't know. We didn't know. So I urge you to continue to do what you're doing. I urge you to continue to let the people know that they have. And what you say, tested twice a year?
At least twice a year. I say 3. I say 3.
About 3 times a year?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least 3 times a year. Especially if you out here doing what you do and you living your life the way you living it. So.
Okay. Now, what's the website again?
Stop Our Stigma Foundation Inc.
Stop Our Stigma Foundation Inc. Barbershop Talk Live World. Go follow her page. Follow what she's doing. Get in contact with her. She has a lot of different ways you can connect with her. Again, June 22nd, Payne College Hill Complex right here in Augusta, Georgia, 1255 Druid Park Avenue. Wanda, you'll be in the building?
I'll be in the building.
You'll be in the building?
I'll be in the building.
God bless you. Listen, now, I got to get out of here, but before we leave, I got to give you something before we go.
Okay.
I got to give you some. You don't mind if I give you something?
I don't mind.
But what I got to give you is simple.
Okay.
It's a simple challenge.
Okay.
We're going to give you a challenge. Ready for the challenge?
I'm ready.
The challenge is always associated with a color.
Okay.
A color.
A cup.
This is a red flag.
That's right.
That's a red flag. Now, that's a red challenge flag.
Okay.
Barbershop Talk Live World. And listen, I got to give you a series of challenges, and you have to do all you can to meet and exceed those challenges.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Barbershop Talk Live World. I guess there's some simple challenges. It won't be too hard for you. I think you can do it without a problem.
Okay.
The first challenge is to continue to stop out the stigma. To continue to be an advocate for the community. To continue to be an advocate for the disease. Continue to be an advocate for your family. And also for the generations to come. That's a simple challenge. Wanda, is that simple?
That's simple.
That pretty much means you do what you've been doing. Don't stop what you've been doing. That's a simple challenge.
That's simple.
Simple challenge. Now listen,
is.
Barbershop Talk Live World, she's been challenged. Now I got to challenge you. Listen, I got 3 simple questions for you. 3. I'm going to give you something. We've been giving out gift cards from Buffalo Wild Wings all month, and there's another card from Buffalo Wild Wings. Listen, I got to give you 3 questions. I give you 3 questions. You get all 3 questions correctly. I give you a Buffalo Wild Wings card, courtesy of Buffalo Wild Wings right in Augusta, Georgia. Listen, the first question is always a simple question. First question is so simple, you better not get it wrong. First question is, where is she from? Matter of fact, I'm gonna pinpoint it. What area of town was she born in? I said it, she said it, you said it, didn't you? All right, that's the first question. Listen, I'll tell you, the first question is always a simple question. What part of town did she grow up in? Right here in Augusta, Georgia. She said it. Here's the second question. Second question, a little simpler. You had to pay attention to the conversation. I want to know, you want to know, how many years has she been living with HIV? That's simple. That's simpler than the first question.
Yeah, it is.
That is simple. Listen, first question again, what part of town in Augusta she grew up in? The second question is, how many years she been living with HIV? I'm telling you, this is simple. You got to get this card. It's simple, right?
Yeah, that's simple.
Listen, here's the third question. Barbershop Talk Live, we're going to give you 3 questions. Here's the third question. The third question is very, very, very simple. You cannot get this wrong. The third question is, how many? Just tell me how many. How many years was she in prison? Was that simple?
Yeah.
You said it?
I did.
You did say it?
I did.
Barbershop Talk Live World, you got the question correctly. Come get your gift card. You can stop by 1927 Island Road, Jay's Place Barbershop. We are here waiting on you. Listen, don't forget, June 22nd, the Hill Complex. I'm urging you, she's urging you, get your HIV test.
Yeah.
Know your status, because we are talking with a person right here in our Barbershop Talk Live hot seat, living with it, experiencing it,
Yeah.
been dealing with it for many, many years.
Yeah.
So if nobody don't know, she know. Wanda, you had anything else you want to tell the people before we get out of here?
No, I'm just grateful and I'm honored and I'm humbled that you allowed me to sit on the platform and to bring awareness, education to this cause.
I appreciate
and
it.
I thank you again for being in the fight.
I appreciate it, because listen, without you, without people like you, people like me, the people wouldn't know.
Right.
They need to know.
Right.
They need to hear from experienced people.
Right.
So again, Barbershop Talk Live World, thank you for tuning in for this special edition of Barbershop Talk Live World. A person, Wanda, Stigma Goddess, Collier, living with it, dealing with it, talking about it, eating it, sleeping it, drinking it. HIV is her world. So again, I thank you for tuning in to a special edition of Barbershop Talk Live World. Listen, don't forget, next week, we got a special guest coming up, but I want you to tune in, because if you want to be a guest on Barbershop Talk Live, just inbox us. We'll make sure we get everything that you want to hear, the person that you want to get into this hot seat. Call us, send us the information. If you want to get a special person to sit in this hot seat, you just make sure you give us a call, get in contact with us. We do all we can to get that person here. Again, next week, Barbershop Talk Live is always going to be live. So listen, don't forget about Juneteenth. Juneteenth will be here this Thursday. We got a big event going on. The Barber Brothers right here in Augusta, Georgia, putting together the event at the Augusta Fairground. Get in place. Again, Juneteenth is a national holiday. Looking forward to seeing you out to enjoy the festivities. Let's have a good time. Listen, Wanda, tell the people something else before you get out. Let the people know what's going on in Augusta, Georgia, or whatever going on that you need them to know about.
Well, we don't have anything coming up this. We don't have anything coming up this year.
Okay.
But we do have, which I've already talked to you about.
Okay.
We want to do the Life Celebration Red Gala.
Okay.
In Wanda, Georgia, August 29th of next year.
Okay.
So for right now, that's all we have on the calendar.
Okay.
Until we work on some other community events that we want to do.
So basically, Barbershop Talk Live World, go to the page, follow her on the page. Any information that you need to know about, it'll be on that particular page. Again, support, donate, donate money, food, items, clothing, your presence, your prayers, anything you need to do to support what she's doing. Barbershop Talk Live. Again, this ain't for me, it's for you.
Yeah.
It's for the community. So again, keep watching Barbershop Talk Live. Whatever we do, whatever we say, it ain't for us, it's for you. We want you to know about what's going on. So again, we are here for you each and every Wednesday. Good looking forward to see. Now, Wanda, you ready to get out of here?
Yeah.
I got to go. I hate to get out of here, but the man telling me we got to shut this thing down.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be much obliged to what they tell me to do.
That's right.
So
That's
let's come on up here. Come on up.
Okay.
Let's come on up. See that camera right there? See that camera right there?
I see it.
Now I want you to follow me what I do. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
See you later.
See you later.
Now, we're live. Yes, live from James Place, and we're talking,
Barbershop Talk.
yes, barbershop talk, where nothing is off limits, everything's on the table.
Everything's on the table.
Barbershop Talk.
Oh, everybody. We here at Jay's Place.
Barbershop.
We're talking
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
At James Place.
Barbershop Talk.
when nothing's off limits.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
At James Place. Barbershop Talk.
Everything's on the table.